Okay, hi everyone. My name is Alan. I'm the technical lead for Wengi Web. And in this session, we're going to look at the developers or the builders track based for this track and trace hackathon. And I just wanted to go start with the basics and give a solid foundation, especially for those of you who are beginners in the blockchain space. So in this page, you can see an image for a DeFi developer roadmap. So DeFi stands for decentralized finance. So this is like it encompasses the whole uh, financial system for blockchain. And here we have like step one, which is the basics that everyone needs to grasp and learn. And you can see it leads to you requiring to learn about smart contracts. And for smart contracts, we can narrow down to the Ethereum blockchain, which is one of the most renowned blockchain networks for developing or deploying smart contracts. And here are some the several types of tokens in the Ethereum space, that is ERC20, ERC721. Then there's an Ethereum virtual machine that you can use to deploy smart contracts to other networks. It helps bring in interoperability in other networks. Then there's the Ethereum networks. There's something you need to understand between the mainnet and the testnet. So the mainnet is whereby like there's actual I'd say where the actual activity or the actual usage of the put it as it's quite a simple term, but I can't seem to face it quite clearly. But the mainnet is where you actually deploy or facilitate your transaction. Like it involves the use of real money, in short. Then there is testnet, which is whereby you can test like your tokens. The tokens, maybe you may by using Ethereum, maybe you may create your own token. So in testnet, you can test whether everything is okay with the smart contracts. Yeah. Then there is the Ethereum transactions with using wallet, Ethereum clients and nodes, such as Get. There is another one called Infura that helps to connect to the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah. Then there are other things like wallets, addresses, gas, private and public keys. All this information can be found on our Notion page for the track and trace hackathon, which I'll get to discuss on later. And there's other basics, which is the HTTP, HTTPS, RPC protocol. If you have a developer background, I'm sure this is something you can relate to. Then there is the understanding the Git version, Git control, Git bucket, GitLab. These are more of collaboration tools. Then when we go back here to smart contracts, there is compiling, testing, and deploying smart contracts, which is like a standard procedure for when you are using Ethereum to develop your smart contracts. Then there's the life cycle of a smart contract. And there's Ethereum high-level languages, that is Solidity, which many people prefer to use it because it's commonly known, and there are a lot of resources out there that can fast-track a user's learning track. There's the basics of our smart contracts. And go back here. Then there's distributed ledger, which is like maybe a sort of deep dive into blockchain, Bitcoin, BP, elliptic curve, cryptography. So these are like, after you've understood the basics, they're the basics of Ethereum, and you may wish to go deeper into elliptic curve cryptography or cryptography in general. This is like the curve which you may, the path which you may approach. So in step 2, there is the back end. So that is the Ethereum virtual machine, the JSON RPC. So the JSON RPC allows you to like connect your smart contracts to like your front end, maybe say React or something like that. The deployed smart contract. Then we have ABI, which is more of this, which is more of like an interface or like a function, yeah, that you can use to interact with your smart contract. Then we have the building tools, that is the IDEs and package managers. So the IDEs, you'll find there's Remix IDE, the 8 Fiddle, and then labs.superblock.com. And most people prefer to use Remix IDE, and the package managers, NPM, Yarn, PNPM. I believe NPM and Yarn are the most common. And the build tools, we have the Solidity, Viper, and Serpent. So these are like the tools that are used to develop or write the smart contracts. Yeah, then Infura, which is like a cloud infrastructure that connects to the blockchain via like these networks, that is Mainnet, Ropsten, Govern, Linkberry, IPFS. Yeah. So step 3 is more of an advancement, like if you to like keep on learning more about blockchain. Once you've grasped step 1, which is going to smart contracts and understanding the whole Ethereum approach. And you also need to have basics, that is basics of Web 2, the normal Web 2 frameworks, and then we have Python, JavaScript. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I think I left this behind, that is the frameworks. There is Truffle, Hardhat, DevTools, Brownie. So personally, I prefer using Truffle because like it's easier to manage or deploy your application, or rather connect your front end to your back end. Use Truffle, which I'll get to later on. So with Truffle, get to use Solidity. Then there's Ganache, which is a personal. When you use Ganache, you get a personal Ethereum blockchain network, which is hosted locally, and you can use it to test your smart contracts and deploy them. Mocha, which is a testing. It's more of a like tool used for testing. There's Drizzle. Yeah, so the path is pretty much this way, straightforward. For now, I'll just touch on the basics and the general one. Yeah. So from there, I'll proceed now to building out your application. Yeah, so I'll come here to the Truffle suite, whereby you can use the React Truffle box to create a full Ethereum application, and React will be your front end. And then the whole process is straightforward. So start with installation. it should be, say, let me just read through it. Run the unbox command via npx and skip to step 3. This will install all necessary dependencies. A create React app is generated in the client directory. So if you have created a React app before, I'm sure you've interacted with this process, that is npx truffle npx create React app, then you mention the app's name. So here we have the npx truffle unbox React. Then you have you can install Truffle globally using this command. So when you install Truffle globally, like this allows you to create your application from any folder within your system. Then we have the run development console to Truffle develop. Then you compile and migrate the smart contracts. So when you click compile, this enables like sort of to run the smart contract. Then you have a migrate command. So this migrate command may come in handy if, let's say, like for example, your application is like your front end is like not in the same folder, not in the same directory with the Truffle box configuration. So that can also help in that. Then you have the client directory. Yeah, so this is just like a simple process whereby you can just use these commands and you can be able to create an Ethereum application. Yeah, so now we go to our Notion page. I believe everyone has been able to access the Notion page, and you've gone through the problem statement and what you are expected to do for this hackathon. So I'll just go straight to the learning resources and maybe a thought process on how everyone should approach it. So we have the overview, which is the supply chain and logistics. And in this overview, you find some information or some slides that show how blockchain and supply chain how blockchain has been used in the supply chain, and you can also draw inspiration on what you can build out of this hackathon. And yeah, then we have introduction to universal design thinking. For those who missed the sessions, you can find the recordings over here that give better briefing on that. You have Vibrant Creator 101. So here you'll also find a recording of introduction to Vibrant Creator by Ivan. And here, like some project ideas that maybe you can work on. We've still not updated it yet, or rather we decided not to update it, and hear things from your perspective based on like what would you be planning to build on. So I think this will maybe be updated with based on your input. Yeah. Then we have the blockchain 101. If you're new to blockchain, this is the right place to you. So yeah, you'll get to learn about what is decentralization, how does blockchain work, the structure of a blockchain. There are very good YouTube videos over there. And there's a history of cryptocurrencies, which is quite or rather similar to the previous learning module I just shared. Yes, then you have Ethereum 101. Here you'll get access to the Ethereum resources, the introduction to dApps, and some developer tutorials from the Ethereum team. Then here we have create it app, which is a simplified process to create a full stack dApp. So, and I think this can be the best approach for participants who are maybe new to blockchain, but you rather have like a good understanding of maybe React or Vue.js. So if you click on here, be taken to this page, whereby there is how that you'll get like a whole a README session on creating an app using this this package manager. Yeah. Logins for that. Yeah. And then now we come to Foreverland, which is our partners. So if you go to Foreverland, Foreverland is a platform as a service for free that allows you to deploy your front-end applications. For our case, that's what we'll be using Foreverland for, to deploy the front-end applications of your hacker, of your what you've been hacking, what you've built so far. So we need to load. Yes. So the website foreverland.org. So it allows you to write once about any blockchain. Yeah. Can deploy contracts and front-end ones and achieve a fully decentralized technical architecture. So let's say if I'm going to, let me just take you through how you can use Foreverland to host your applications. So Foreverland is also our partners for this hackathon, and they'll be sponsoring storage services. So over maybe before the end of the week, you'll receive an email giving you access to their storage space. Okay, taking some time to load. Let's give it maybe a minute. Okay, but the deployment of your application is pretty straightforward. Like if you have, like, once you've shipped your front end, let's say maybe it's React or Vue to GitHub, you can easily, once you log into hosting.foreverland.org, there's some just simple on-screen processes that you can follow to deploy your application. Okay, I think that's it for the builders track. This wasn't quite a deep technical dive, but to sort of shine light on how you can approach the hackathon or the thought process on how you can approach the hackathon and build your applications fast enough to meet the deadlines. And remember, it does not have to be perfect or it does not really have to be perfect. So don't stress yourself out or something like that. Just take your time to ensure you learn something new in the blockchain space. So I think that's all. If you have any question, feel free to ask.
This can be done on Discord, right?
Which one? Pardon?
The questions, any questions that you may have can be channeled through Discord.
Yes, and also we'll have a feedback session on Friday. So
okay.
Have like larger numbers who can get to interact, share new insights. So that's all.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.